Aloha, everyone. This is Heaven, your World Unity 2012 broadcast correspondent, right here at Synthesis 2012, a global gathering happening in Piste Pueblo. And I'm standing here with Steve Bhaerman, my co-anchor for this amazing event.
Hi there, I'm Steve Bhaerman, and this is as close to heaven as I'm going to get tonight. And you know, we need co-anchors because actually it's something to actually ground this event. This event
Truly
certainly could be a little bit more grounded, and we need two firm co-anchors to do that.
Grounding in the heart of Mother Earth while reaching up to the heavenly realms. And some people may be ascending or have ascended already.
I see some.
Okay.
They're up there.
So
we
here,
have balloon rides for the ascendants here.
So here we are. It's been a full-on day. People have shown up early morning for a candle lighting ceremony and then a procession to Chichen Itza, to the pyramids. And there has been full-on activity, people from all corners of the world coming to mark this sacred day.
Yes, and even though the world doesn't have any corners, there's a lot of people here. And have you been to the pyramids today?
Not today, but I actually was there 2 days ago to do a ceremony with Bhaerman.
Oh, very, very good, very good. Well, there have been a lot of ceremonies, and really, this is a, what's so extraordinary about this is that...
Yes, what is so extraordinary about this,
well,
please?
Other than the fact that you and I are here.
Yes, okay.
What's extraordinary about it is that the whole world is marking this event as something significant. People are tuning in, and it's a great opportunity for transformation. We've had plenty of centuries of transformation, and it's time to transform the trans into recognizing that we're really all in this together. And that's really our mission as a humanity, is to really manifest our destiny.
And that is precisely why we are here as your co-anchors for World Unity 2012, which right here, right now, is actually sending out live broadcasts from all over the world, all the sacred sites, from Stonehenge to Egypt to Australia to Los Angeles to right here at the epicenter of the global activation and ceremony and celebration that we're having at Synthesis 2012. And we're really excited to be here and that you are here with us. Those of you who could not join us here physically, we know that you're here with us in spirit and in heart. And from my heart to your heart, it's all about the love vibration. So sending it out to all of you at home, wherever you are. Blessings from heaven. And we are here to co-create and anchor heaven on the new earth. So my question to you right here, right now is, how can it get even better than this on planet Earth? And what is your role? What is your divine mission at this sacred time on the planet? And what are you doing to usher in the new golden age? And what are you doing to usher in the new golden age of heaven on the new earth?
Actually, I am two people. I am Steve Bhaerman right now, but I'm also Swami Bhayandananda when this hat comes off and the turban comes on. And of course, Swami's mission is to bring cosmic comic consciousness to the planet. So that
to activate the clown chakra.
Oh, absolutely. That's a red glow that's right around here. And it actually will help us heal the boson layer. So that's going to be very important. And really, I mean, if you want to ascend, there's nothing like levity, right? Gravity is a downer.
I say yes to that. All those in agreement say yes.
All those who want to take a vow of levity, please rise.
I so love that you are my co-anchor because it's so wonderful that he is activating the clown chakra for all of us, because we really have had to have our sense of humor very present, very intact, and very embodied to show up here, right? As I say this to the person filming behind me and the person over there and all the amazing people who have volunteered to show up to anchor this beautiful vision, to ground it into the heart of Mother Earth. So thank you for joining us. And I think maybe right now, do you have that? Oh, let's tell people. Yeah.
Right now, can I channel it, Sullivan?
Go channel while I find the page.
I've always wanted to do this, the Mayan Elder. Right now on our show, for tonight, we have the Tribal Fire and Drum Dance for you Tribal Fire and Drum lovers.
And of course, we will also be having an opening ceremony right after we finish with this opening. And, well, you know, we We've passed the portal already, and so we're pretty much in no time, right? We're at the 0 point. And
Oh, we're out of time. I'm sorry.
we are out of time.
We're all out of time. Isn't that great?
Oh, by the way, happy winter solstice, everyone. Today is the longest day of the year, isn't it?
Well,
it really
in,
feels
in
like
Australia.
it has. In Australia. And here, too,
Yeah.
for many people
Longest night.
who have been here anchoring it. So we will be having sort of an end of the Mayan calendar synchronization activation with various different speakers and spiritual teachers. And then we will have a Waste Bell 13 with Mischief Lab, multimedia collaboration with performers from around the world featuring music and dance, video, ceremony, fire show, and the kitchen sink.
Wave
it's
lab.
a wave lab, yeah.
Wave smell.
Yeah, this is
That's like, kind of like this?
Yes, little wave spell
That's the
from
old wave,
Heaven
like
and
Queen
the
Elizabeth.
Swami at Synthesis 2012. So I guess they want us to keep channeling this. Okay. And then this is a 3-day festival.
Yeah.
And on Saturday, there's a full-on lineup of amazing artists, singers, dancers.
Who's on first?
And keynote speakers,
Yes.
luminaries. In fact, Don Miguel Ruiz will be joining us as one of our MCs. And let's see who else. Oh, we have an interesting person or group called Earthlings. That must be us.
Earthlings.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
And then my co-anchor, Swami Bhayandananda, will be going on Sunday, right?
Oh, I'll be going off.
You'll be going off.
I'll be going
You'll
off.
be going off
Everybody's
big
be going
time
off on
for
20.
sure.
Yes.
In fact, we're all kind of going off.
Yes, we are.
Okay, but in a really good way.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going on and on and on as well as going on.
Before we go off, we have to go on.
We have to go on and then go off.
I can't go on. Hello.
Oh, go on. Okay. So where was I? Swami.
over here.
Yes, somewhere. Yes. So he was asking me who are some of these
Oh,
people. We have
Singing Bear?
Yeah, he's like Singing Bear. Well,
Caroline Casey, our friend Caroline Casey.
Yes, and then we have Human. I just love these names, you know, Peace Tribe, and of course Swami Bhayandananda, because he is just beyond the beyond.
I like the mischief lab.
And how do you like it? You have a correspondent named Heaven, and I will also be your mistress of ceremonies. I know many times people have asked me about my name, like, that's a very unusual and bold name to take on. Well, like many people who come here, I have a sacred mission. I believe that it is time to really anchor and co-create heaven on earth, heaven on the new earth. So that is my mantra as well as my name. So this is Heaven at the New Earth Outpost at Synthesis 2012 on December 21st, 2012. And I believe we have actually gone through the birth canal, and I probably have somebody here who could attest to the fact that there have been some birthing pains. And at the same time, it's a fact, right? There have been birthing pains all over the planet. Mother Earth has been definitely going through a lot of contractions while she is holding the space for all of us, all of her children to wake up and get with the program. Would you like to join us and say a few words? Come stand between, okay, that's good.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi.
Tell us your name, please.
I'm Dr. Joe Marshala.
And Dr. Joe, what are you doing here at Synthesis?
I'm here filling in anywhere that I can fill in to help the family. Everything happens seamlessly, but I'm one of the keynote speakers starting off the whole event tomorrow.
Beautiful. And what are you speaking on?
Specifically tomorrow, I'm teaching something called the Sixfold Path,
Okay.
aligning with the 2012 transition. You can go to the sixfoldpath.com to see that lecture. But what I'm doing is I'm examining the memes, the unquestioned beliefs that we hold as humans that actually generate and sustain separation consciousness. There's a whole series of thoughts and unquestioned beliefs that keep us from realizing that we are actually here as one being working together. And so I deconstruct those to hopefully give some guidelines for all of us to use so that we can
I love
maintain that
that.
state of consciousness.
How about giving us one that you can deconstruct right now?
Okay. Well, the very first one that we talk about is the Gregorian calendar.
Uh-huh.
And so there's an exercise that we do, which is you wake up on Monday and you look into the mirror and you say, it's Monday. And then you say, no, it's not. Because the truth of the matter, it isn't. It never was, never will be Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. But we have emotional charges, emotional feelings about what Monday means.
Oh, yes.
What
Check,
each
check,
day
check,
means.
check,
And as a result of what
How
we
you guys
make
doing?
those days mean, which they don't exist, that cause us to feel and act in certain ways.
I don't know about you
And
guys,
so that's
but
one
all
of the
this
memes
prayer,
that we
all
dissect
this
very thoroughly. And
meditation,
this is
all
2
this
hours,
intense
and I just
focus.
gave you, 30 seconds.
I'm feeling the need to cut loose and start the
All the
celebration.
days,
How about
fun
you
day.
guys?
Sunday, I like that.
So we're going to start off. We have a pageant of amazing presentations, very short, very to the point. Presentations, activations, synchronizations, empowerments. And we're going to start it right now with this group joining us all the way from Minnesota. Earth Shake, Drum, and Dance. So give them some love, a nice round of applause.
All right, another round of applause for Earthshake, Drum and Dance, and Chief Yande Aulolo. That's it. Thank you. Okay, our next presenter, and our very quick, getting right to the heart and to the point tonight with intention and activation and synchronization, is our brother sharing some songs. Put your hands and your hearts together for Shambhala.
Yes, beloveds. You are the inspiration. Right here, the people that are hugging are the inspiration. Everybody, please grab somebody. Hug someone right now. Keep holding close. Because this is it, the love, the holy love that we're anchoring. Love is now, right? And it's here. You know what I mean? If love is somewhere else, it doesn't quite cut it. But look at all this beauty we've been manifest. So this is the song I want. The little chant goes like this. Everybody just repeat. Here and now. Here and now. Peace on earth. Here and now. I'm going to do a line. We do the here and now together. And then I do a line in between it each time. Here and now. Peace on earth. Here and now. Love's sweet birth. Our true worth. It's okay. Peace on earth. Dancing together. Here and now. This is so much better. Here and now. Well, the shining of our souls in this magic moment here opens up the door to the new earth so dear. And all of us together form this magic mandala true of love and blessings pouring to me and you. Together we are dancing and being this now. The love that is anchored through our hearts, oh wow. Here and now in this magic moment here, love is shining through, blessing all us here. Our hearts are the golden garden. Hold someone now, everything is pardon. Mercy and forgiveness on all the earth shall shine. Come on people now, this is the new wine. We celebrate tonight by drinking in this love. And in this bliss, we are the dove. That's why we're together in 2012. Here in Chichen Itza. Here in Chichen Itza. The bliss of our love in Chichen Itza, the bliss of our joy in Chichen Itza, all together in the hacienda. The hacienda garden is the place where all of us together now are bringing in the grace. The hacienda garden is the place where this magic unfolds. Mother Moon is shining here tonight. She says love everyone so bright because your heart is the grace. Embrace, embrace, embrace. That's why we're here together in Chichen Itza. That's why we're here together. Come little love, precious dove. She wants to feel it too. She says, I know I'm one with you. I'm gonna move my body too. That's why we're here together in Chichen Itza. That's why we're here together in Chichen Itza. The blessings of this day are oh so wonderful. Who can know the magic and miracles that shall unfold? Believe me, brothers and sisters, this story's never been told. That's why we're here together here in Chichen Itza. That's why we're here together here in Chichen Itza. Because we know it's time for the change. Everybody's here to rearrange. Come on, they think we're very strange, but really we're in the center. That's why we're here together here in Chichen Itza. That's why we're here together, here in Chichen Itza, because we know it's time for peace. Each of the gardens they shall sweet. We shall grow and plant and build communities of love and the holy field. That's why we're here together, here in Chichen Itza. That's why we're here together, here in Chichen Itza. Yes, you know it's true. Get up, let it shine. We love you. Woo! Yes. My brother Diego's gonna help me with this one. We wrote a song together, and this is dedicated to all of us today. It's a very great day. It's a great day. It's a very great day. It's a great day. It's a very great day. It's a great day. It's a very great day. Well, when we say great day, we mean this new beginning. All the earth is spinning, and love is showering down. And you know together into the new earth we are bound. We make a joyful sound. It's a great day. It's a very great day. It's a great day. It's a very great day. It's a great day. It's a very great day. Now Michael DiMartino had a vision on this land to bring us all together, to reveal the lost we plan. And this is happening now. So just let me hear you say wow! 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 It's a great day. It's a very great day. It's a great day. It's a very great day. It's a great day. It's a very great day. Now in our hands it is, this love that here does live, sweet like a newborn baby. Oh, wow, wait. She moves her body with freedom, that's like you and me. And our love together is pure ecstasy. It's a great day. It's a very great day. It's a great day. It's a very great day. It's a great day. It's a very great day. Now the art that Mark has painted of the option here at hand, we're choosing the new world. We're leaving the old plan. No more wars and madness. We shall work as one and build in this soul gardens, love and fun. It's a great day. It's a very great day. It's a great day. It's a very great day. It's a great day. It's a very great day. So ring the bells and sound the trumpets too, because you know we all love you. 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 We love you. We all love. We love you. We all love you. We love you. We all love you. We love you. It's a great day. It's a very great day. It's a great day. It's a very great day. It's a great day. It's a very great day. Woo! Shambhala and Diego, family, give them a warm hand. You can do better than that. Thank you so much. Well, we're getting started here, and it's only getting warmer and hotter, and I don't know how we could do that because this afternoon was outrageous, wasn't it? Did you have a good time there at the pyramid? That was much more than just a good time. That was outrageously beautiful and divine. My name is Fantuzzi. I will be helping bringing in different wonderful people to help activate this auspicious moment in time and night. Without any further ado, a woman that travels the world, opening up the portals and sharing the wisdom, Tricia McCannon.
Hi everyone. It's sort of amazing if you think about it. They were actually here at this gateway, isn't it? I mean, how many of us have been looking at 2012? How many of you have thought about 2012 for 10 years? 20 years? Let's see your hands. 30 years. How many of you wondered what was going to happen? How many of you thought that you might be in Chichen Itza? It's an amazing opportunity, isn't it? Because in truth, we stand at a portal now. We stand at a gateway. And this is a gateway that has been prophesied by many ancient people, not only the Mayans, but the Hopi, Nostradamus, Dolores Cannon. Some of the greatest seers and mystics of the ages have talked about this time. For in fact, this time was known to be part of something called the precession of the ages. How many of you know what the precession of the ages is? It's a 26,000-year cycle where we move in a sine wave and we go above the galactic equator and we cross below the galactic equator. And that completes one whole cycle. And the time when we're above the equator, which is where we are moving today, we move upward into a fourth dimensional state. We move into a higher state of consciousness. It's a time when the divine feminine returns to the planet. It's a time when the male and female come back into balance with one another. When we drop below the galactic equator, which is something that happened some 13,000 years ago, or to be specific, some 11,500 years ago, this is at the time of the fall of Atlantis. We literally fell into the third dimension. And of course, it was known to the ancients that in these cycles, there are windows of opportunity. We could say that the ancients actually believed that the world was alternately destroyed or wiped clean in these 13,000-year cycles. At one point, we have what's called the galactic winter, which brings ice ages and floods, the great flood that's talked about in ancient history. At another point, we have what's called the combustion of the world, just like when the dinosaurs were destroyed 65 million years ago. So what they do believe is that at the end of these ages, it's like graduating from a year in school. We basically have 26,000 years to become enlightened, to open our hearts, to open our minds, to begin to awaken our third eye, and to come into some level of mastery. Now, if we do that, at the end of the 26,000-year cycle, we graduate. We graduate from Earth School, if we wish to. Now, if we don't wish to, we don't have to. We can become enlightened masters and still decide to return to the Earth and serve, to raise the consciousness of the planet for our brothers and sisters that still haven't quite gotten it. And when you think about the world that we're living in, it's really like many dimensions compressed into one. We are what's called Middle Earth. And in fact, one of the things that happens is as we come into this portal of the crossing of the galactic center, the second dimensional beings come up. The fourth dimensional and fifth dimensional beings come in. It's a compression of the planes. And then when the planes separate again, when we finish crossing this 900-year galactic bulge. We're at the 450-year mark today. Today literally marks the midpoint of the crossing of the galactic center. So we have many things that are going to shift. Tomorrow, hopefully, if Michael gives me enough time and we can figure out how to do the slides, I'll get an opportunity to show you some of the hermetics, some of the wisdom from history, from science, and from the records that we have of the past of what has happened in these windows in the past. Now, in this particular window that we're in, it's an extraordinary time for many reasons. First, we are going to have a pole shift. That is going to happen. This is science. Because when we cross the galactic equator, everything reverses. The yin and the yang change places. But the window that's given to us at this time is extraordinary at many levels. Because once every 26,000 years during this window, there are gates that open in the fifth dimension, the fourth dimension, down into the third dimension. The Mayans spoke about this as a serpent rope. We in science might call it a plasma rope. But it's actually a stargate. It's a stargate that if we are able to vibrate at a high enough energy field, we have the opportunity with our eyes open to walk through. This is an extraordinary opportunity because as the world begins to shift up into this higher frequency, with our eyes open, if we have no fear, we have an opportunity to walk through these gates. And this is really the extraordinary thing. All of this has actually been hidden within the ancient mystery teachings. I'm very much a student and a teacher of the Egyptian mysteries, of the Celtic mysteries, of the Native American twisted hair teachings, which claim to know the history of the planet going back some 230,000 years, where we were seeded by 12 different extraterrestrial groups. Now these groups, many of them are still here today. Because what happens is when these alignments occur and these stargates happen, they open around our planet. It's like the whole universe breathes. When we breathe in, the stargates close. When we breathe out, the stargates open. And if you're on the other side of the gate, let's say you're visiting Earth from the Pleiades, or you're visiting Earth from Andromeda or Orion. When the gate closes, you can't get home. So what's happened in recent years is these gates have begun to open around our planet. And this is one of the reasons that we have so many galactic visitors here with us today. Many of them are very benevolent beings. The Arcturians, the Syrians. The Syrians are the local overseeing council for our planet because we're only about 7.2 light years from the Sirius A system. But the Orion system is extremely important for us because the Orion system is the seat of the Galactic Council in this whole area of the galaxy. And it was very important to the Mayans. The Mayans knew all about Orion. They knew all about the Pleiades. They called the Pleiades the granary. And they said that there were 400 seeds in the granary. There are in fact 400 stars in the nebula of the Pleiades. So how did the Mayans know that? And they were known, of course, as the seven sisters, the seven nymphs of spring, the seven virgins, but you can only see 6 of them with the naked eye. How did they know there were 7? So encoded within the history of the ancients within the great mystery schools are many of the wisdom teachings that today we are beginning to uncover and to remember and to reassemble the pieces. And the key to shifting into this higher frequency always has to do with laying down your fear. Laying down your fear. All of us are immortal beings. We've all lived many lifetimes. We've been on this planet in many races, many colors, in both male and female bodies. We take turns coming in to learn our lessons. The Christians that killed the Muslims, they incarnate as the Muslims. The white people that killed the Native American Indians, they're on Pine Ridge reservations now, wondering why they're suffering. The law of karma is exacting and absolute in the school of life. But the way to transcend the karma, the way to release the burdens that have held you back, whatever lifetimes you've been in, is the path of the heart. The path of the heart is what the ancients called the middle way. Buddha taught it as the middle way. Jesus taught it as the way. Thoth, the ancient god of wisdom in ancient Egypt, taught it as the ancient road or the ancient path of ascension. So we have chosen, for many reasons, each of you that are here tonight, you courageously decided to incarnate on this planet at this time. This wasn't random, I assure you. You came to not only complete your own karmic cycles, to find those that you have loved before, to rejoin with them in celebration, but you also came as volunteers to activate and raise the consciousness of all sentient beings on this planet. And you know who you are. You know I'm talking to you. When we were all up there in heaven together and they said, "Who wants to go?" we were the ones that raised our hands. They showed us that little brochure that said, "Beautiful blue-green planet, great food, wonderful flora and fauna. Who wants to volunteer?" And we are the ones that raised our hands. And so here we are. December 21st, 2012. We are here. And we are in a 25-year gateway where all of these things shall come to pass. The poles will shift. The stargates will open. The star elder beings are here. And they will arrive. And many of you are human incarnations of those beings. Many of you have had lives in those systems. You know, when the call first went out, there were 3 waves that came in. There was a wave that came in before World War I, World War II, to World War II. And then, of course, when Hitler started, you know, some of his things, it was like, whoa, those humans, they're way too savage. Let's stop. Let's see what happens. But when World War II ended, the baby boomers born in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, a lot of these were the indigos that came in mass in order to shift things. Many of you, how many of you were born in the 40s, 50s, or 60s? Most of you had Pluto in Leo. Pluto and Leo in your astrological charts. Pluto is the planet of life, death, sex, taxes, deep shamanic initiation, and the magician. He's the Lord of transformations. Leo is creativity. This festival is a very Pluto and Leo festival. Through creative endeavor, we are out to change the world. This is the generation of the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, all those fabulous musicians that changed consciousness in the 60s, 70s, 80s. And they came from 9 different star systems. And many of you are those people. Particularly the Syrians and the Pleiadians. They've been quite helpful with us. There's a great triangle known within the mysteries. It's a triangle in this part of the galaxy where souls incarnate in the Pleiades or the Sirius A or Sirius B systems, and then they come to Earth. And they, between lifetimes, sometimes they go on to reincarnate on those planets and then return. But if you die on a planet, there's a spiritual law that you must incarnate on that planet. So you must return. And if you have karma on a planet, you must return to that planet if it still exists to complete your karma on that planet. So even when we get into the higher worlds, we're able to see, what we might have done better, how we could have done something differently. We must still return to the place where the karma was created to complete the karma. This is an important thing to know. And it's a good reason not to create more karma. Yeah. Isn't it? After the 1990s, 2000, a whole nother group of souls started coming in. There was a whole new set of stargates that began to open. And so now there are actually volunteers on this planet that have never been here before. There are beings from 23 worlds. And most of them studied very hard. These are the crystal kids. How many of you know some crystal kids? Very telepathic, very holistic, not linear in thinking, bored by our school systems that are more linear, okay? Knowing, they have great knowing. And many of them are searching very hard to have some structure down here to hang their knowing on, because inside they know all these truths. They just can't find the evidence for it down here because our society is a little cattywampus. So it's very important for those of you who have wisdom and knowledge and foundations. And let me say, Christianity, Jesus or Issa was awesome. I adore him. I wrote a whole 450-page book about his lost years and hidden teachings. He was awesome. But what was done with Christianity wasn't so good, because you had the patriarchy of the Roman Empire that just sort of turned it for their own purposes. And consequently, there was a great fracturing in the history of the planet. When the Library of Alexandria was burned, some 700,000 books and scrolls, first by the Christians, second by the Muslims, it was like a lobotomy, a historical lobotomy, because those were the records of everything that had been collected since the Great Flood in the history of this planet. When you begin to study the great spiritual mysteries, you're able to figure out the codes and keys that have been left to us by these great sages and these great masters, and to understand that they foretell this time of transformation. We are in a 25-year window where all these things shall come to pass. And the question for each and every one of us is, who have you helped and who has helped you? Who have you loved? Who have you loved and who has loved you? How have you assisted in the raising of the consciousness of this planet through helping an animal, through helping a human, through doing to others what you would wish to be done for you? It must be pretty hot, this microphone. Every time I get close to it, it's like, I know it's the energy. Okay, they're pulling me back. So this is a question that we must really all sit within ourselves, to literally sit within that sacred center of ourselves and be aware. Not just in our joy and our dance and our song and our celebration, but to be within the sacred moment, in the center of ourselves, because it is that center that's going to take you through the portal. How is everybody? Okay, I have a feeling, I could lead you in a meditation. I have some great ones, but I have a feeling that Nicki Scully will probably also do a great job. Where is that girl? Would you like to do a heart meditation, darling? Well, I can do one, but I just thought you might want to, if you're going to go into the heart, I'll let you do the meditation. If not, I'll do it. Okay, you want to come up? Well, why not? That's the name of the game at this festival. Yeah. So, Nicki and I met in New York a few years ago when she had a lovely book come out. And she has Anubis sitting over her, where I have Horus sitting over me, Horus and Isis. But both of us work within the ancient Egyptian traditions. And so we've only had a few opportunities to interact in the physical plane, but I really enjoy her whenever I get an opportunity to see her. So tomorrow, I'm really hoping if we can find a place to show slides. You know, I'm, as many of you who've heard me speak know, my dad was a lawyer, and my family's evangelical and fundamentalist. And I'm a clairvoyant that's been able to see angels and divas and elementals and masters since I was a little girl. And so this being said, when I teach, many times I lay out evidence for people so that all of you will have the same knowledge and information, the same pieces of the puzzle that I have. And then you can decide for yourself what you think. So I'm hoping that we can come up with a way to be able to do that. I do think maybe with the workshops they'll have enclosed rooms, but if not, you know, the images themselves are so transporting because the ancients taught in a symbol code that is called Hermetics. It's the secret language of the soul, and it's the language that each of you know in your innermost being. You know it because you've traveled in those inner worlds, whether you remember going there or not. So it's my hope that I'll get an opportunity tomorrow and the next day to share some of that with you in a very powerful way. But I thank you so much for having me here. It's a joy to be here with so many beautiful, enlightened, heartfelt souls. Thanks so much.
Actually, there's a llama right behind here that's on next, so you'll get your heart breath.
Before the llama comes, I just want you all to give that wonderful woman who's done such a wonderful job sharing. Please give our sister another round of applause. Thank you. So there is a woman named Sinai Hamilton, and she's from Long Beach. And I have everything, baby, right here. Your passport, your credit cards, your driver's license. But I can't reach there. Okay, let's see if I can do that. It's kind of loose. I was going through it and all that. All right, how are you doing, family? I want you all to put your hands over your heart. Both hands over your heart. And we do a Sufi practice. Yafata, repeat. Yafata. That's the opener. And as you do that, open your arms. Yafata. Yafata. Again. Yafata! 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 One more good one. Yafata! That felt good. All right, all the way from Tibet. Imagine that. All the way from Tibet. Lama Lanang Rinpoche, who teaches Buddhism, yoga, art, and meditation, and he's all about world peace through inner peace. And he works especially with young people in schools. Please welcome Lama Lanang Rinpoche.
Good evening, and I'm very, very happy to be and here in this beautiful place and with the beautiful people. So we all comes from different countries and different cities. We all come by here in the most ancient sacred place in Chichen Itza. So also this is a very extraordinary time, which is in general speaking about the world is today is the winter solstice. And also in the Mayan calendar is sort of the end of the old calendar. Now it's begin to be new calendar. So it's a very special moment we are here together. And this is we call is karma. So anyway, I just don't want to talk about a lot of blah blah blah. Doesn't help. So, and you know, everybody sort of wants to have happiness and peace and transform and all wonderful things. Everybody wants that. And we're always looking for somewhere is love, peace, happiness. We're looking for somewhere. That's the reason we are lost. So it's really what you're looking for is already there. We have to realize, to know, oh, I need happiness. Okay, now I'm begin to be happy person. Then I already have happiness. Oh, I want a peace. Oh, these people are not peaceful. That people are not peaceful. But what you doing? You are standing at the center of the universe. If you sort of complaining and judging others, then what's it look like? Yeah. It's you stop doing that to begin to create the really and peace and love and kindness towards to the whole planet. So you think, oh, I'm one person, what I can do? But if you light up one little candle, that light can lit up hundreds, thousands, countless candles. It's the same as like a peace in the love in light. So very important to begin to really, we want to have a peace, then begin to be peaceful person, to loving ourselves, to taking care of our body, speech and mind, and good role model or example for our family. Peace starts with in our heart. Our heart is the center of the universe. So, and also, very important to look in ourselves. What's we talking? That is our praying. We talking good things or we talking negative things. We really have to look in ourselves, to in our friends. What is most the talking and the news and media? That's energy we calling. So it's very important to begin to talk positive things. What are positive things? If you look in your family number, you say, oh, this guy is this. All you see is only negative things. But then you begin to realize, oh, now here's positive side. If you look at the positive side, then only you see the positive things about this person. So, and that's the way you carry the really sort of the loving kindness into yourself, in your family, to your community, to your city, to your country, to the world. And that is the way we start this, always starts with our heart. In this planet, all the animals, all the plants, all the people, doesn't matter the color of the skin or doesn't matter what religion, what path they follow. It's the matter is that everyone wants to have happiness and peace. We know that. And that reason we need to respect all the living beings in the universe and respect all the animals in all the planes. So you all comes from different countries and different places all the way here. So if you just sort of think about, well, it's the same as last year, same as yesterday. But take is a moment to okay, and from this moment to after I reach enlightenment, or after I reach the truth, after that, I will never give up working for peace, and always developing love and kindness towards in myself, into my family, to the world, and developing the great compassion of equanimity towards to all parent sentient beings in the universe. That's what we really sort of need to start. What you're looking for is already there. You want peace? Be peaceful. When you want to happy, be happy person. You want to love? Be lovable. When you be lovable, then everybody comes to you, love you. It's like, beautiful flower opens. You don't need to invite butterflies or bees. They all comes to the flower. But if you close your heart, you say, I need love, I don't need love, people run away. But if you open your heart and connect with their eyes and their wishes and support their dreams, then they will come to you. You don't need to chase the love or peace or happiness, because already there. So and then another things, we all sort of like we have to meditate or meditate. But what we think about, that is our meditation. So we don't know those people were thinking, that people are thinking, we don't know. But when we realize what we're thinking, if we're thinking all the negativities, that means we have to meditate to reduce all those negativities. If we're really thinking positive things, that means and sort of are focused and to developing wisdom, compassion, and kindness to whole world. So anyway, at this moment we're going to do a little meditation. So this is just about the world peace through the inner peace. So I remember that, and then I want you to sit comfortable, just which way you feel comfortable. And at this moment, allow yourselves to be in this moment. Don't live in the past. The past is already history. It's like last night's dream. When you have a bad dream, when you wake, you're glad already you wake. If you're good dream, okay, I can go back, it's my dream. So you see, it's a past, it's exactly like the dream. Then when most people live in the future, we chase the dreams, and everybody wants to be successful. But what is successful? You think you have a sort of gigantic house or luxury things? No. When you have happiness and peace, then you succeed. You're a successful person. Remember, don't live in the future. We don't know next hour and next day. This moment is the gift, and take advantage. And I wanted you allow yourselves to picture yourselves to relax your body, speech, and mind. Relax. And begin to focus your breathing. The breathing in with the light enters your heart. Breathe out with the peace to the world. Your breathing is become peace and light. At this moment, we send the peace and light to the world. 200 nations in this planet, all the presidents in this world, all the prime ministers of this world, all the Congress, all the senators, governors, mayors, all the political figures, all the powerful people in this world. We send the love and light and wisdom to their hearts. We open with the light and love and wisdom with their hearts. We wish now they begin to think about others, think about all the animals, and protect all the beautiful trees, and begin to working for peace. And we send in the love, in light, in compassion, in wisdom to all the soldiers, police, and all the political people. They all receive in this moment love, in light, in compassion in their heart. And we send in the love, in light, compassion to the world. In this moment, this world, there's so many people reborn, so many people at this moment dying, so many people at this moment suffer. We send the love and light to their hearts. They feel the light, they feel the love in this moment. And through our minds, there's no walls or no distance. We can connect with this world, and we connect with our universe or the galaxy world. We can connect with the beings in the 6 realms. We send in the love and light to the universe, to the galaxy. It's very important to rise in the consciousness.
I can hear you.
Shine, shine. Have wonderful time in your stay here and a safe journey to home. And don't forget, and from this moment, begin to transform yourself. It's a very special moment. Thank you. Good night.
Lama, Lanang Rinpoche, Tasidale.
I'm now joined by world-renowned Nicki Scully, who just finished up her workshop here at the Synthesis 2012, and it really is an honor to finally meet you, because a mutual friend has been talking so highly of you, and the work you're doing has just reached the world all over with all your books, and it's really an honor to have you here. But tell us about the workshop that you did and how that was.
The workshop that I just came out of? Well, we did some work with the Anubis Oracle. One of the things I'm trying to do is connect with the group, the convergence that's happening in Egypt now, so that, and with all of the other festivals. And so it was just amazing how the cards reflected exactly what's happening here, and how out of the chaos of this time, great things are being born. It's kind of like being in labor and experience the birth. And then we did a visioning of what the earth, what the new world will be, realizing that whether you're asleep at the wheel or whether you know what's going on, you're part of the collective mind that is always creating the future. And so the more that people wake up to that, every word they say, every thought, every action is part of the direction of the future of all humans and this planet. So as we wake up to that, and that's why this is such an incredible opportunity, all these gatherings, and at one time, so many minds focused, that we can use the exponential power of our minds to create the love and the intention that's required to make real changes in our DNA, changes in our wiring, allowing new frequencies in and taking them out into the world simply by being. and by remembering.
Yes, and science, talks about and proves a lot of this about our DNA is changing and a lot of the stuff you're talking about. So it's really good to see that in the mainstream. Not so much, but science is just with quantum physics, quantum mechanics. They're showing the observer, theory and things like that are actually proving that we are one collective. We are all together as one unified force.
I work a lot with my dear friend Bruce Lipton, from whom I've learned a tremendous amount about cell biology and how it works and how we actually can repair and change our DNA. And when he and I went to Egypt, he was able to do the scientific explanation of the shamanic work that I was doing so that everybody would feel comfortable to dive deeply and make real change inside themselves and hopefully for the planet. We just have to remember that there may be 200 trillion cells in our body, and that's a community. And there may be however many billions of us there are on that planet, and it's a community. And until we get it together to live harmoniously, there's no way that we can fully realize the dream that's been held for us. And I think that festivals like this all the time are really useful, but at this time, it's magnified exponentially.
And when you talk about events, there was over 850 events around the world that were synced in with the birth and the Giza temples. I know a friend of mine, Adam Apollo, was out there, and he did ceremony in the King's Chambers before December 21st. They had special access. It's just amazing times to be in, to be part of something so epic and historic. We're in the Mayan land here, and the energy. And your newest book here, Planetary Healing, Spirit Medicine for Global Transformation, so needed at a time like this. Tell the listeners what this book is about and what they can expect to find by reading this book and to discover.
Well, interestingly enough, it started with Jose Arguelles' first date, the harmonic convergence, because I went out and prayed in ceremony for tools for my advanced students to help heal the planet, things that they can do for harmonic convergence. And here 25 years later, the book that started with that is published and happening so that those tools and the consequent tools that have come in the last 25 years are available for people to use during these changes times.
And you've been a shamanic mystery school teacher for many years. You've done about 50, 60 trips to Egypt, you were saying before.
Yes, I've led it.
And, this is ancient knowledge, ancient history that is just really being revealed to the world because of things like radio and social media. It's so good to get this stuff out there on networks like that. How have you seen the change over the last 20, 30 years?
In Egypt?
Or in general, with just topics like this being discussed so freely.
Right. That's an interesting question, because shamanism is not really fully understood. It's become a common word that's bandied about for some very serious between the worlds work that people who train and are born into it, or in the indigenous cultures, recognized and taught from a really young age, and who go through incredible initiations. I mean, the word itself is Siberian, and the Siberian shamans, from which the word comes from, were of a tribe that a person would go insane, and that would be the recognition that that person was to be a shaman. And if they didn't answer the call and say yes and commit to it, they would stay crazy. But if they committed to it, then they would be empowered and would become the healers for that community.
It's so interesting you said that, because that's what I understand. It was in the villages that the kids that were not the ones that would sit in school, the kids that were crazy outside the box were actually the ones, the impulsive ones that they would take in to be the shamans. Like myself, I'm always impulsive and didn't really like school and was just always like, the system never resonated with me. I knew there was something greater, and it's so amazing to hear you see that, because people think that the shamans are like these people that are just regular people, but it's really the people that are a little bit thinking outside the box, that really have that flow in them.
I agree with you, and our culture has no place for shamans. So what's happened to some people in this culture is they are so different, and then they are called in ways they don't understand. And often they wind up in insane asylums because people don't get it. But if you're lucky enough to survive being that different and find the path, then you're become one of the way showers for this culture. But what I've seen in the last 30 years or so is that more and more people are becoming clairvoyant. There's more and more sensitive people coming onto the planet that are naturally there and are as comfortable living in two worlds as shamans are. And they need direction and they need help. So that's one of the things that I do, is teach healing, and I find that the people that come to me have a more shamanic bent. But my healing work is called alchemical healing, and there is a book of that name. There's a trilogy, and it's part of the planetary healing trilogy.
Excellent. Well, like you said, these festivals with the intention are so powerful, and there's been so many just the last few years that have popped up all over the world. Huge festivals like Burning Man, where they're showing a new way of living, where they're being sustained, living in harmony, a gift economy, these new concepts that have really been just hidden from us or kept secret, because they don't want the people to know there is another way.
Well, I think what happened in the 60s has something to do with that, because we had something really beautiful, really pure and beautiful in the Bay Area, which is where I was at that time.
Nice.
And then it became exploited and corrupted. And the bad drugs came in and it got spoiled. So now people are more careful. They go off in communities and create communities off the grid, and they're working on sustainable living. And it's becoming more and more widely known, because as the people learn and grow, they bring it out in the world and share it. I mean, I think the largest consciousness gathering in this country is, I can't remember what it's called, but it happens every summer in Marin County, and it's about...
Coachella?
No, it's not a music festival. It's about living sustainably. I'm sorry, it's not on the top of my mind right now, but it's, thousands and thousands of people. And then, of course, in Oregon, where I live, we have the Oregon Country Fair, which we hold as a microcosm of, if we can do it, live in that orientation and in that field of love for a week, or some people a month. And the festival only happens for 3 days, but we are exemplars to the world for how community can live in joy and in creativity.
Absolutely. And that's definitely something that's been lost. I was saying before, like when I grew up, I don't even know any of my neighbors the last 20 years. My parents used to talk, they used to have block parties and they would know their neighbors. We've lost that sense of community. Absolutely. What do you see in 2013? I mean, here we are, December 23rd, the world didn't end, and there's lots of new things emerging and new energies. What do you see happening in 2013? Do you see people really...
What I'm hoping, and what I think can happen, if enough people really gathered and put their focus into it, that internal changes will happen that will come out more over time. I think that the solutions to our problems on the planet can't come from the mindset that created them, as Einstein said. So we're building a new mindset, and we've done great strides with these dates, you know, in this window to change people's minds and to open pathways so that there are new ways of getting information, that we can actually become more intelligent. And that's really what the Planetary Healing book leads up to. How we can see what's coming and change it, and do it in an ethical and moral, life-sustaining, uplifting, spiritual way, which is now, as you said, joining science. And I'm finding it a fascinating, wonderful time to be alive. And
Absolutely.
The mix of cultures and the mix of alchemists like me and scientists like Bruce are bringing a whole new awareness to a lot of people.
Absolutely.
And I'm seeing a change coming. We can't sustain what's happening. So.
And tell us about some of the things you'll be doing in 2013. I know you do a lot of workshops and traveling. Do you have any big projects or books you're working on for 2013?
Well, I am working on another Egyptian Mysteries book with Normandy Ellis. I'm also working on gaining the technology so that I can, because I'm, you know, I'll be 70 in 2013. So I want to be able to reach the world from the comfort of my home. And so I'm, one of my dear friends is one of the main experts in education through the school systems and all the highest level ways of teaching through computers. And so she's going to spend a month with me. Wow. And we're going to see if we can set up a school that way. And then, of course, I'm going to Egypt a couple of times.
Of course. And Egypt, the residents there, how do you feel when you go there? You obviously, I mean, do you feel a big shift when you get off the plane and you're around those temples?
Oh, yeah. When I first went in 1978 with the Grateful Dead, it was like nothing I could have imagined. Wow. I mean, the first thing was back then, so that was 1978, getting off a plane and seeing people with machine guns. It's like, whoa, what's this like? And then come to know, at that time, they were really your friends. And we'd go hang out with the guards up behind the pyramids and,
nice,
you know, play and have fun.
Well, you're with the Grateful Dead, so who knows?
Well, but I've been going ever since. I mean, I was so enthralled, I was back 3 weeks later.
Wow.
And then it's so I kiss the ground and offer prayers of gratitude every time I get there.
Wow.
And the people are so warm and so friendly, and now it's going through real changes. So I've been through 9/11 there, through all the wars and uprisings, and had people on the ground, and now I just came back from there, and it was still fine, but there's a lot of confusion there, and it could go either way. So I'm just wanting to take people as long as I can so that they can have that experience.
Absolutely. I actually have a pinch of sand from the Giza Temple given by your good friend Linda Starwolf. So thank you for that.
On the trip she was with me.
Yes, that's right. That's right. She had just gotten back about a year ago. So excellent. Well, thank you, Nicki, so much for taking the time and coming on the show. And give out your website where people can find out more information.
It would be either nickiscully.com or it's mostly known as shamanicjourneys.com. And then there's websites that you can click to from there, the anubisoracle.com, and get a free reading, or you can go to becoming an oracle and get an Egyptian mysteries journey, or there's all kinds
Excellent.
of information.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for coming to Synthesis 2012 and being in the land of the Maya, just 1 mile from Chichen Itza. It's such an honor to be here. And thank you again for coming on the air.
My pleasure.
Excellent.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
There are many places in the world right now going through many struggles as we are going into another level of ecstasy and way of being that's unknown to anything before. I would like you all to put your hands, both of your hands out, and visualize like Tibet and all the other places you can think of that need our love as we are in a place of giving. So put your hands out and put Tibet there and any other place you can think of that's having struggles, the ghettos in the cities all over the world, and make a low tone, like a low ohm, and bring it up to the sky, offering them to the light. Ready? One more time, a quicker one. 1, 2, 3. Three's a charm. Short one. Short. 1, 2, 3. Tibet thanks you because they're challenged, and it's wonderful to see the brothers like the Dalai Lama come from such a place of compassion, never any anger. Isn't that wonderful? That's a teaching in itself. All right, so as the evening moves on, we've got Nicki Scully representing the ancient Egyptian mysteries, a vision given to her for this occasion, bringing the vision of change and how we, right here, right now, can co-create the new world. Please, a warm welcome, Nicki Scully.
We don't have mic stands, so we're getting creative here. You need a mic. Okay. Thank you. I don't want to miss a word.
And this is Auntie. Auntie is my mic stand.
And this is Jaya. And that's Alexa McDonald, who's been working with me on creating this journey and coming up with some music to go with it. And of course, you all know Fantasy. So, okay, you ready? It's time to use the exponential power of our numbers to create the love and the vision required to effect significant changes and transform our world. So close your eyes, ground and center. We are about to take a shamanic journey.
In this magic moment of purpose and power, all over the world. We are longing for a change, a stream to a river, an ocean of soul. And deep in our hearts, the fires of love are raging.
So focus on your heart. Find the eternal flame that lives within the sanctuary of your heart center. As you bring it into focus, feed it with love. Love is the fuel. Notice how your heart flame intensifies and brightens as you add more and more love. As you continue to pour love on your flame, focus on the heart of the earth and the heart of the cosmos simultaneously. Begin to inhale the power, the vitality, and the wisdom of the earth, while you draw down the intelligence, the power, and the love from the cosmos. Notice what happens when they meet at your heart center. Hopefully, your flame's getting brighter and brighter. As your love mixes with the powers of earth and sky, when you exhale, exhale from your heart in every direction. Your flame intensifies and radiates your love and the powers of earth and sky. It goes first throughout your being and awakens every cell and molecule in your body.
With every beat of my heart, with every breath that I take, every impulse that moves me, every decision I make, I am empowered from below and from above. I am walking into worlds. I am infinite love.
As you continue to inhale the powers of earth and the cosmos, while you continue pouring love upon your flame, your heart breath acts like the bellows and increases your radiance with each exhalation from your heart. Keep breathing in this way as much as you can while we go through this journey. After several breaths, you'll feel as your heart flame connects with the heart fires of all the others near you. And then it spreads out and connects with the heart flame of all others all around the planet that are thinking about peace right now, that are thinking about how are we going to make glow that our heart fires create is huge. Right here in this beautiful place, it's like a beacon of light that goes out to the universe. That light is so bright that it acts like a beacon to summon all conscious beings and all entities from all realms and dimensions throughout the universe that wish to support us in our efforts.
We are dancing with the moon and the stars. We are dancing with all beings from afar. We are dancing with our sisters and brothers. We are dancing with the earth, our dear mother. We are empowered from below and from above. We are dancing in a new world. We are infinite love.
Invoke your own spirit guides. Invoke your totem allies, your friends, your ancestors, all your spirit guides to join us and feel as our world gathering grows and glows. During your next inhalation, put your hands up with your palms facing forward. It's as though you're facing this giant worldwide circle of light. You're facing the center of it. This light we have created with our hearts, our intention, and our love. Now when you exhale, direct the energy so it comes out through your hands. And feel the power of the universal life force as it courses through you. It's a force of love and compassion, and it radiates out from your hands and your fingertips.
We are the changers. We are the change. We are making a new world. Reborn and rearranged. We are empowered from below and from above. We are walking into worlds. We are infinite love.
Continue to direct the energy toward the center of this giant glow of love, vitality, and intelligence that we have invoked. Recognize all those that have joined us from all realms as we offer our collective heart breath toward the center of the circle. A tiny dot appears in the center of the circle of light. As you continue to direct your breath and love to it, it grows. And it turns into a purple black egg, a spirit egg, an etheric egg, an egg of creation. Hold the egg in your mind as you continue breathing the heart breath. Now within this glorious glow, put your attention for a moment on your skin, your whole body. You can find the pulse of the pores of your skin. It's fast. They open and shut in the way particles flash in and out of being at the subatomic level. Now synchronize the rhythm of your pores with the rhythm of your heartbeat. And feel when your pores and heart rhythms synchronize with all those around you. And all those throughout the festival. And you'll find that the rate of your pulses slows down so that you can breathe into your body through your pores. This is a quick way to fill yourself with love. How much love can we create? How much love can we hold? How much love can we share? Inhale through your pores, and you'll feel really quickly the love that you have for yourself, that you feel from everyone else who's taking part in this ceremony. Breathe it into your body through your pores so that you fill quite quickly with the love that is the glue that holds the entire creation together. With each exhale, send your love out to all who are participating the world over. On your next breath, continuing to pour love on our collective heart flame, you fill with more and more love.
We are creators. We are empowered. Hearts open and free. We welcome in a new era, vibrant and peaceful, joyfully alive. We are walking into worlds. We are infinite love.
Now feel as the wings of the great Mother Goddess enfold you, enfold this gathering, and enfold the entire planet. You're taking in love until you feel as though you just can't even take anymore. You feel like you're going to burst with love. So on your next exhale, again, place your hands with your palms facing the egg of creation that is in the center of our circle. As you generate love into the egg from your heart and your hands, imagine the world you wish to live in. The future of our planet. What does it look like and feel like? Focus on all aspects of communal harmony, cooperation, and beauty. Focus on peace between all humans. Focus on our environment and envision clean air and water. Flowing streams filled with fish. Healthy, renewed forests. Breathe in the clean air and feel the waters in your own body become clear and free of toxins. And exhale the unique expression and beauty of your contribution as our co-creation continues to fill the egg. Pay attention to details. Hear the laughter of children. and notice how the egg expands with our visions and our love.
We are creators, we are empowered, hearts open and free. We welcome in and do, we're vibrant and peaceful, joyfully alive. We are walking into a world. We are infinite love.
Soon the egg, which is nourished beyond our imagining with each of our chosen desires, our sacred longings and our love, begins pulsing. Now let's invite our guests from the other galaxies and dimensions to add their love, their visions of harmony and beauty that they have been holding for us. They may add new frequencies, unique ones from their star systems, galaxies, and dimensions. Though the egg is full almost to bursting, yet there is more. Now simply hold space with your breathing and quietly allow the invisible mystery, the unfathomable intelligence and love of the primordial Creator to add that which our minds are incapable of imagining. Stay tuned to the rhythm of our collective heartbeat. It is in the spaces between that the magic, the true alchemy happens, hidden within the confines of the shell of this egg of creation. Now take another deep, full heart breath, blending your love with all the powers and intelligence of Earth and the cosmos. And as you direct this breath toward the egg, it explodes. It bursts open, and the new world, this tender, co-created world that we've created together, comes pouring out.
In the space between the beats, from the new world, across the gap, the quantum leap, we are walking into a world. We are empowered from below and above. We are walking into a world. We are infinite love.
So feel the love, the bliss, the joy as it engulfs everything and everyone all around our planet. We're standing in the midst of it, or sitting. You may want to get up and stand soon. What does it feel like, look like, smell like, Allow yourself the sense of well-being and harmony in this world that we've created. Feel the new frequency within each of us and all of us as we bask in it, and that we generate, each of us, from our core, from our hearts, and from your hands, from here forward.
We are the changers. We are the changed. We are walking in a new world, reborn and rearranged. We are empowered from below and above. We are walking into worlds. We are infinite love.
You can walk through this world. You can dance in this world. And you do. Notice what surrounds you. Look down and see a beautiful, vibrant patch of juicy, ripe strawberries growing right there next to you in the grass. Pluck a strawberry. This strawberry is imbued with and has come from this newly created world. Look at its plumpness, its deep red color. Smell its fragrance. And now, with great reverence, place it in your mouth. Allow your taste buds to delight in its flavor. And as it finds its way through your body, it enters the core of your being. Feel as all the energy of this new world makes its way through every cell and molecule of your body.
We are the changers. We are the changed. We are walking in a new world, reborn and rearranged. We are empowered from below and above. We are walking into worlds. We are infinite love.
Now pick at least one other sumptuous strawberry and offer it to any being you see in your inner landscape that needs assistance with their vision as an offering of acknowledgement and respect. And now, dance with each other and share the love and joy at what we've created together.
And sing with me. We are the changers. We are the change. We are walking in a new world, reborn and rearranged. We are empowered from below and above. We are walking into worlds. We are infinite love.
Put your hands together, everybody. Come on. Give me a hand clap. Yeah, please.
Hey, get up and dance. Let's sing that one more time together.
Stretch your hands. Come on.
You want to ground this new vision into your body. Dance it in.
All right. We are the changers. We
breath combine with the universal power and life force to create the fully realized human. And in Egyptian, that would be Sa, Sechem, Sahu. Sa, Sechem, Sahu. Sa, Sechem, Sahu.
Thank you, Nicki.